One time. YJ, man, let me talk to the people real quick. So, as everybody knows, Beyonce came out with the album today, and there was one specific song on this album that I just want to talk about. This song Blackbird. It's a cover. It's a cover song. Um, if we look into this song, and the thing about it, when it comes to certain music, we often are not exposed to certain music because of the environment or the people we hang around or the mindset of how we are, our culture, things of the sorts. So there's a lot that slips through the cracks. And I'm myself, when it comes to this song Blackbird, when it comes to John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and actually Paul McCartney wrote the lion's share of this, but Lennon was credited as well. And from what I doing some digging, I found out that McCartney basically wrote the lion's share of this song with tidbits from John Lennon. So, and both as the Beatles, let me just say that. But this is a song that I've heard in a grocery store before. I've heard it before. I knew it was the Beatles, and what Beyonce did with it, I think she did her MFing thing on this song, but she could have never did it without the foundation that was laid down by Mr. McCartney. Now, with that, when it comes down to it, Beyonce vocals. I'm gonna play the original song, and I'll cut it off at some point. I know this video will be copywritten to death, so hopefully we can get through it and it is allowed to play in the United States because we got Beyonce and we got the Beatles. So y'all know how YouTube is. I'm doing this out of fair use because I want to bring something to people who may not know the history of this song that is on the album, because guess what, I did not know the history myself, and that's why I looked into it. When I looked into it, I really got to get a further explanation or a reason to why this song was number two on Beyonce's album. So I want you to be very um open eared. I couldn't think of it, but for lack of better words, I want you to be very open eared when it comes to the guitar, to the beat, um, to the stomping of the foot of Paul McCartney as he twinkles on that twine, playing that guitar and whatnot. Man, I'm glad that she did a cover and she didn't do too much to the production. I'm glad, because, and one thing I will say to people who are watching this, I would advise you to put on headphones, because it's going to point out one thing that I want to point out about the engineering of this song. The original engineering of this song, the footstep of Paul McCartney is playing in 1 year, and other things are going on. So you'll hear the of his actual foot in the song in just one of your ears. So that's why I say, if there's some music you have to actually put headphones on for. I'm sorry, people. I know we listen to music on phones, we listen to it in cars, we listen to it on Bluetooth speakers. All of that, you will never get the intended sound unless you put on some headphones. So I would advise anybody watching this right now to put some headphones on it make my voice sound a little better, if you know what I mean. You feel me? But nah, man, let's go ahead and tap into this Blackbird, man. Blackbird. And like I said, let me go into that real quick. You know, I like to be long winded and shit. But yeah, Blackbird, I had no idea that this song was talking about what it was talking about. No idea. I'm gonna read from Wiki real quick. It's saying in 2018, McCartney further elaborated on the song's meaning, explaining that Blackbird should be interpreted as Black Girl in the context of the civil rights troubles in southern 1960s US of A. So, Blackbird, Black Girl, Black Woman, Blackbird, fly free. So, the concept behind the song, there's been other interpretations as I'm seeing. Although Paul McCartney has been consistent in the meaning, there are still varied interpretations as a nature song, as a message in support of Black Power movement, or a love song. Writings in the 1990s, coming from Ian MacDonald, noted that the theory that Blackbird was intended as a metaphor for the Black civil rights struggle, but pointed to the composition's romantic qualities, arguing that the early morning bird translates into a succinct metaphor for awakening on a deeper level. And I can get that I can get that as well from it. But like they said, um, you know, he's basically said exactly what it was talking about all along. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna listen to this just a little bit, just a little taste of the original song, and then we're gonna go into the cover song by Beyonce on the Cowboy Carter project that was released today.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise.
It make you feel happy, man.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, Blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night.
As you hear him just God, God, after he said that God, 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 he started hitting that guitar. Man, music is a beautiful thing. I'm just here to report. I'm just a messenger, people. I'm just a messenger, people. I'm just a messenger. Now that we heard the original, which I know everybody heard that, but I wanted, when it comes to Beyonce and her cover, I wanted to show people how full Beyonce's vocals are when it comes to her takes, when it comes to her vocals and the amount of layers, how layered she does in between. We heard that was basically one take singing, and then when the chorus part came, there was another take on top of that. It might have been another one that was really quiet, but very simple. In the original, let me just make this clear. This is not to take away anything from the original, because there would never be there would never be a cover if there was an original. I'm just pointing out what somebody of Beyonce's vocal range can do with the song like this. and coming from a black woman, how it's, you know, it's equally amazing for a white man to come with this concept, this original concept in which he drew things from certain things in which I didn't go into that, but the Wikipedia talked about how there was a songbook, or the poetry. He was reading poetry, and some of these things came to him. But for to hear it from a black woman and to hear it from him, I think that even shows how great the original is, because to hear it from a black woman, yes, I get you, I feel you, I can hear that pain. And to hear it from a white man at the same time 40 years ago, that even it's like it's mind blowing to me. So we heard the original. Now listen close. The Blackbird cover Beyonce did, you will hear that same foot tapping, only in one ear. Keep that in mind. I love how layered Beyonce's vocals are, and I love that they kept the original step. The metronome is what I will call it, because anybody who's in production knows you can hit a button and it'll keep a beat for you. And he basically did his own metronome at that point. But let's go ahead and listen, man. This is fun. This is fun to me. This is what I like. This is what I enjoy, man. So notice when I say how the song is panned. You hear the guitar in one ear. If you have your headphones on like you have been instructed, you will notice that you do not hear the guitar in both ears. And that's something we call panning in audio engineering terms. It's called a pan. That means they panned it over to one side of the ear. So this side has it, this side doesn't. That's what I said. All this Bluetooth and shit that we be listening to, you cannot really be immersed in the music unless you have headphones. And I would advise over ear good quality headphones. So let's go and ride out.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
Just from there, the range of Beyonce, and let me just talk about Beyonce vocals real quick. As you know, nothing's real quick with me, but when it comes to Beyonce vocals and listening to this album, as I have listened to it in its entirety, because that's what I do, I digest music. Her vocal range is crazy. And what I will say is that she worked on this lower register. The lower register that you hear her go from here to here, it has changed. Singers seem to stay comfortable where they are. And what she has mastered, I feel like, is the ability to load up her tracks, to load up her harmonies, and have that riff, a main track, still be present as she loads up these other takes. For instance, Jodeci, they were known to have 8 singing tracks playing one time, stacked on top of each other. This is different what Beyonce does, because she does it in a more elegant way, because she will sing at one tone, another tone, and another tone. And forgive me, I don't know all of the terms when it comes to singing, but that lower register Beyonce has an amount, when she does it, she can actually control the breath in that lower register, which is very hard to do, because as you know, women's voices are naturally higher than men's. So the fact that she can do it You would go to an Anita Baker who didn't stack it like Beyonce when it comes to stacking, but Tony Braxton, Anita Baker, uh, T-Boz from TLC. Like, there's some women who can do things at that lower register, and it makes them special. That's all I wanted to point out. Sorry, I'm 2 bars in, and I'm already, so this shit might be, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm gonna keep it within 15 minutes. That's already over with. We already there. We already there. YJ. It's gonna be 30. Let's go.
All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Oh, whoa.
Only waiting.
I did something there, but this is exactly what I'm talking about right here at this moment. Paul McCartney, what he did again, once again, it was great. I'm just pointing out what Beyonce is doing with it, with all of these vocals stacked, harmonizing in perfect synchronicity. This shit is masterful, man. Get in love with music. Like, I love music so much that this isn't my genre. This isn't my genre, but I love music so much that I had to make this video. So let's go.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night.
Right there. I'm gonna go right here, just to show the difference. And like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this. It's not to take anything away from them. I'm strictly showing the difference. So.
Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night.
Hey, you know what? I just got an idea. I'm hoping that they kept Beyonce's at the same BPM, because I might put this in a project and have both of them singing at the same time. I think I want to do that. The video will not be available in any state known to man. Or maybe I may trick the system and the video will not get copyright. No, I'm just playing. Let me keep going, man. I think I'm gonna do that though, on like real shit. I'm gonna mix the two and see what it sound like after that. I feel like nobody on YouTube has done that yet. So it's early in the game. I might get one out.
Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Learn to fly. Learn to fly.
All your life. Hold on, man. Let me do something. No, what just happened was a learning moment. Because as I'm listening, I can tell that's not Beyonce. So I typed in who is singing on Beyonce's Blackbird cover. And I'm just going to read, because I like to read at times, usually when live. I like audiobooks better. Sorry. While the superstar doesn't usually opt for covers, there are two that appear on her 27-track project, which was released Friday, which is today. Blackbird holds a special significance to Beyonce as she teams up with a quartet of, I can't see because of ad, okay. As she teams up with a quartet of black country singers, Brittany Spencer, Raina Roberts, Tanner Adele, and Tierra Kennedy. Tanner Adele. Is that Adele that we know? Let me type this in. This is a learning experience, people. Y'all gonna take the ride with me. Let me make sure that's not okay. Tanner Adele, that's a country singer. That's not the Adele, the white girl Adele that got some soul. I'm gonna leave it at that. So had to get that straight. Now back to people.com. The singer said herself, Capricorn ain't a country album. This is a Beyonce album. Okay, so that's all. I just wanted to know who else was vocally included on this song as I'm listening, because right there, I can tell that's not Beyonce. So keep it rolling.
You were only waiting for this moment to arrive.
Still kept that feeling though.
Waiting for this moment to arise.
Quartet.
You were only waiting for
That
this
quartet,
moment.
man, that quartet is powerful. That moment when you hear those 4 registers vocally stacked is powerful. And now that makes me think and makes me want to go back and listen to the other parts of the song where I thought, and I said earlier in this video, I said how Beyonce stacks her vocals. So as we learn, as we make this video, it wasn't just Beyonce, it was a whole quartet going on right there with one from each register. I can't name the register, soprano, something, something, something. I only remember soprano because of the TV show. Forgive me, I'm a rapper. I'm not a singer.
Moment to arise.
So yeah, that's basically it. So I want to hear that quartet
Only for this moment to arise.
coming up.
Only waiting for this moment to arise.
You see how that shit just
Waiting for this moment to arise.
greatness, people. Yeah, I had to do that. I had to do that. But overall, when it comes to Beyonce project, I'm not gonna sit here and beat the project up because the project is not what I culturally am tuned to. I'm more or less just gonna say this. There's a talent that put out a project. If this project is not your cup of tea, just give it one listen and move on. Certain artists who are talented and have undeniable talent, I will listen to strictly because I understand that they have undeniable talent. Certain artists I will listen to just because they hot. For instance, there's a rapper by the name that Boss Man D-Lo, a rapper from I think he's from Michigan, or I think he's from Detroit to be more specific. But he been making his waves. And he came out with a project a couple weeks ago, and I listened to that shit. Because that's what I do. I listen very intently on what is out. So it's been fun. It's been fun. I had fun listening to the project, and projects like this, I started listening to it in my car. From the first song, I listened, and just the way that the vocals were stacked, you taken back because this is country, but from what I've heard, this don't sound like no country I've heard before. Like I said on the country blog, like I said on the Kendrick Lamar blog about Mother I Sober, things slip through the cracks all the time. I cannot digest all the music that's getting put out right now. As we know, the game is very saturated, but I'm going to cherry pick what I feel like is noteworthy to present to the people. This has been another presentation by YJ the Author. Salute, Bank Music Group. We're gonna be back at it again. Y'all already know, man. Let me get up out of here. I think maybe it's under 30. I'll see when I get done. Cause I had some technical difficulty. Had to split the video up. But yeah, man, YJ, I'm out, man.